New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
We're very excited for them to be here, and I'm going to let Susan introduce them to you. And here she is now.
Thank you, Gil. I really like this red windscreen. It's just very special, isn't it? Well, as Gil said, welcome to Solid Grounds. We're so happy you're here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the act tonight. If I can find it, it was just right here. It was just right here. Okay, here we go. First thing I want to tell you, it's Scott and Johanna Hongel Darcy are with us this evening, and they're with us courtesy of the New Mexico Humanities Council. So they actually made it possible for them to come and perform for you tonight, and that gave us a little break too from our budget, so we really appreciate those folks at the Humanities Council. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I can do this, I really can. Medieval and traditional ballads. Scott and Johanna are a duo who perform early traditional Scandinavian Celtic ballads and tales. Their wanderings have led them from Finland and Iowa. That's a big gap there. Let's see. Respectively, through Europe, Scandinavia, India, and the U.S. On the way, they have picked up tales and songs that they perform together with the stories behind them, in particular exploring the links between Scandinavian, Celtic, North American, and other story-singing traditions. Their performances have been described as magical, inspiring, haunting, and mesmerizing. And I love this quote from Mel Minter from Albuquerque, the magazine, I believe. The Darcys summon ancient characters from the depths of our collective unconscious and bid you take leave of the modern world and join your ancestors, huddled together in a hut around a fire as the storyteller makes the hair on your arms stand straight up. So we're not going to have any campfires in here. I think the fire department would frown upon that, but I have no doubt that they will set the mood and you will feel like you are in that magical kingdom. So without, and they do have a merch table back there with some CDs for sale. Please visit them and support them on their journey. What else can I say? Oh, they relocated to New Mexico from Scandinavia in 2001. And they've performed all over the U.S. and in Europe at different festivals, theaters, art councils, universities, schools, libraries, and now at Solid Grounds Music Cafe. Welcome, Scott and Michael Hongel Darcy. Scott, I meant Scott. Scott and Johanna, it's me. Here I am. I'm everywhere.
Disembodied voice. Well, yeah, we're really happy to be here. This is such a great venue, such a really nice listening room, and so we're so happy you would have us come and play here. So,
thank you for coming out, everyone.
Yeah,
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
through the roaring winds today. So we have sort of specialized in this medieval and traditional ballads, and what it is basically songs that tell stories, because there was a time before we had Netflix and all that, even books, and to hear any stories, you had to hear it from a person. And very often people would set tunes to songs, to stories, because made it sometimes easier to remember, and also then you had some musical entertainment. And of course, these ballads were often very, very long, like 45 verses or so. But don't worry. We have,
45 days.
yeah. So we have adapted to where we are, when and where we are. So we are just sort of did have all our own versions of these ballads. And also, because a song is very easy to take with you when you travel. So that's why you can often find the same story sung in many different places. And if you wonder why I'm standing doing this for a very long time, I'm going to use we like to use very modern instruments like electrical guitars and some very old-fashioned ones like this, which is a tagelharpa, which is a horsehair harp, and it has strings of horsehair. So when you have air condition, it goes ha ha, and it will not stay in tune. So I'm going to try to have it in tune at least when we start. We're going to tell you a story with the help of variants of a ballad from Sweden and from Norway and from Scotland and from Finland. And it's a story that, well, did it ever happen for real? I don't know, and if so, when and where? We do not know. But probably in early medieval times, a time when there were many small kingdoms and they were usually fighting with each other, usually over sheep. And the story starts with a wedding. Two small kingdoms had decided to join forces by marrying together the daughter from one king and the son of another. But just as the wedding is starting to get really fun, a third king who is not at all happy with this arrangement attacks, and there is a big battle. Air condition, okay. Good enough.
Vurvor rullade omkring. Stallringen var så tämligen trinn. Stallringen var så tämligen trinn. Hon fått i hosa lärarida. Lärarida. Stallringen var så fasaligt tjock. Orkade rida i guldsalen upp. Orkade stiga i guldsalen upp. Hon fått i hosa lärarida. Lärarida. Stallringen var så fasaligt fet. Orkade rida till solen går ner. Orkade rida till solen går ner. Hon fått i hosa lärarida. Lärarida.
So, there was a terrible battle. And the poor bride, well, she thought, I better hide. So she ran into a chamber, found a cupboard full of clothes, and she hid in there. And she heard the fighting going on up there for hours. They were fighting. And eventually, though, things seemed to calm down. And now she started to hear more like party sounds. And she thought, oh, I better go and see who won. And very carefully, she crept out from the cupboard and the chamber, and she looked through the door, and no, it was the enemy king who had won the battle. So she felt she was not safe to stay there. And, well, having hid in the cupboard with all the clothes, she had an idea. She would dress up as a young man. Like that, they wouldn't notice she was the bride. So quickly, she changed and she cut off her hair. And she was able to actually sneak out and find a back door. And as luck would have it, there were some horses outside that door. And one of them even had a saddle. So, in the cover of darkness, she rode away into the night. And she rode all night and all the next day. And eventually she came to yet another little kingdom. And she saw the king's castle. And there was a long line of people waiting outside the castle. So she rode up to them and asked them, what are you all waiting for? And they said, well, today is the day when you can go to the castle and ask for employment. Oh, she thought, well, no, that's an idea, because she had nothing but the clothes on her back and, well, the horse, and she really needed a job. So she joined the line, and while she was waiting, she was thinking, what could I do? And then she had a really brilliant idea. I will ask for work as a stable boy, because then I can stay in the stable and fewer people will see me, less chance of getting recognized. So eventually it was her turn, and there she was in front of the king, and next to the king was the king's son, and she asked for a job as a stable boy.
Is the land when the son of the king saw the stable boy, a little man, he felt his heart fill with joy. In the stable she moved in secret. Father, little man, in the stable he said, a little man, I will keep his horns tended and good. In the stable she moved in secret. In the day she kept horses tended and fed, oh little one. At night she slept in the king's son's bed. In the stable she moved in secret. In the day she tended the horses and foal, oh little one. At night she slept in the king's son's arm. In the stable she moved in secret. Så talte ved prinsen som var en lilla föden i stalldrängen så föder Johans häst i sitt stall sörjer hon. I Storlando. Thank you. So, this young girl who had run away from all the trouble at home, she got the job as a stable boy. But I don't know, I had translated some of the verses there, so I don't know if you noticed something else also happened. And that was that the king's son, when he saw this new stable boy, he fell in love. And well,
that king's son, he was very, very handsome. So, well, the new stable boy, she fell in love with him as well. So, well, in the days she worked in the stable and she took care of the horses really well. But pretty much every night she spent with the king's son. And of course, people started to talk. They tried to keep it secret, but you know, in small castles like that, it's really hard to keep anything secret. So soon people began to talk. And they started calling her the famous flower of serving men. Not very nice. But she didn't care, and the king's son didn't care. They were so happy together. But of course, nobody knew really who this stable boy was. And neither did the king's son until one day. He went out hunting in the woods. And well, he didn't catch anything. But at one point, he saw this strange creature. It was a blindingly white deer, a milk white hind. And he started following that milk white hind. The king's son rode the woods all around. He stayed all day, but nothing found. But as he rode himself alone, it's there he saw the milk white hind. The hind she broke, the hind she flew, the hind she trampled the brambles through. First she'd leap and then she'd sound. Sometimes before, sometimes behind. Oh, what is this? What can it be? A hind like this I did never see. A hind like this was never born. I fear she'll do me deadly harm.
But long before the day was over, it hung all all in his yellow hair. And in the glade, the wind drew nigh, and the sun grew bright in his eyes. So he let down his sword, he drew, but there at once the wind vanished from his view, and all around the grass was green, and in the glade a grave was seen. So he sat down upon the stone. Great weariness it seized him on. Great silence hung from the trees to the sky. The woods grew still, the sun on fire. Then went through our woods a dove, then came, as through the woods a dove made his moan. As through the woods a
I don't know how much you could follow there in all these verses. So he saw this milk white hen, followed it, and then it came into a glade and just disappeared. And when he looked around, he realized he was in some kind of a graveyard. There were graves there. And then this dove shows up and sits down and starts talking to him. And it turned out that this dove was none other than the soul of the stable boy's former husband. Now, of course, the poor king's son, he was very upset, so he just jumped up on his horse and rode straight back to the castle. Meanwhile, it was time for the stable boy to give birth to their child. And, well, where else but right there in the stable was the only place that she had to do that. She spread out her mantle all down moor, and lay there she lay down, and her child was born. I sitt stall sörjer hon, i stor lundom. So, what happened? Well, this is one of the very few medieval ballads that have a happy ending. Because, I don't know if you heard that in the verses, but the stable boy and the king's son got married, and so the stable boy became the new queen of the land. So the only people that were not totally happy were some ladies and maidens who themselves had had their eyes on the king's son. So that was the happy ending of this first set and story. So now there is cookies over there and coffee. So enjoy.
A word from Gil. Thank you so much for having
Oh, yes. Please.
Thank you so much. Wow. Whew. That's intricate. No? Wow. So did you notice in there that somebody had to make a few choices? Let me see, we hid in a cupboard and we cut off our hair. We went to a stable. All kinds of things happened. So I was thinking today about choice. And choice is something we sometimes think we don't have. You ever think you don't have a choice? Reality is we always have a choice, right? So my encouragement tonight is to remember that we have a choice and we get to exercise it. So don't forget to do that. Allow yourself to look at, if it seems like there's nothing else that can happen, think again and think, well, is that really true? Could I do something different? Could I cut off my hair? Didn't sound like the preferred method, but it was a choice and it worked. See, that's the thing. Sometimes we don't see choices because we get in a box. Anybody else get in a box? Yeah, once in a while, huh? Oh, well, so let's not be in a box. Let's allow ourselves to really think and make choices and to realize that we do have a choice and it's really up to us. We're not powerless. Don't give away your power. Don't do it. So there are refreshments, as you know. Please take part in those. Please remember that we are supporting all of this through the generosity of each of you, and so we appreciate that. And of course, tonight we're especially grateful to the New Mexico Humanities Council. So that's really exciting to be able to have Scott and Johanna here. I saw them one night several months back, and I was like, oh, now I get it. Somebody said, they're really great. They're really great. And I went to see them, and I was like, oh, it's really different than what I would expect. But it's really interesting and fun, and I really appreciate it. Incredible talent, right? Yes, let's give them a round of applause. Okay. So after the break, about 15 or so after 8, we'll probably start cleaning up food, just so you know. And otherwise, have a break, enjoy yourselves, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Okay, everybody, it's about time to find your seats because we're going to bring Scott and Johanna back to the stage. Johanna, excuse me, I keep saying it wrong. Back to the stage. I just wanted to let you know that next week we have Odd Dog playing, which I think is going to be a total departure from tonight, from what I understand. But that's what we like to do here. We like to mix it up, have fun, do different things. The other thing I want to bring your attention to, if you've seen it, oops, it's upside down in my hand, is this called Glitter and Gumbo. On the 22nd of November, we're going to invite all of you that would like to. We'll give you information for registering for it. However, we're going to have gumbo at 5 o'clock. We're going to have some fun, and then we're going to come in here, and we're going to be hanging out with Felix and Los Gatos Trio, which I understand are absolutely excellent, and so it's going to be a super night. So you can decide to come for just the music, or you can buy a ticket and come to the gumbo and have a great dinner, and then come to the music. Yay! And that young lady right there is the one in charge. So, all right, thank you so much. All right, so Scott and Johanna, come on back. Let's hear from them again, right?
So, I'm going to start with this one again. So, patience. Again, it's an instrument has strings of horsehair, and it became very unpopular. And it was popular when people didn't have access to anything else. And then when people could afford real violins and accordions, it sort of disappeared and survived only around the fringes of Europe, like in Scandinavia, Finland, Baltic states, and the Shetland Islands. But it has found a little bit of a revival. Here in Estonia, there are whole festivals where everybody plays these instruments. I haven't dared go, but it sounds scary. So we're going to continue with some more medieval and traditional ballads. And so some of them, as you notice in the last set, I translate the verses, some verses into English so that you can follow the story. But we're going to start with one just in Sweden. And so I come from this small area in Finland where people speak Swedish. The song from an island in the Baltic Sea. And when I was little, there were still old ladies who used to sing these songs at kitchen tables. If you go really far back, people actually used to dance to these songs. They would make long rows of people. One person would sing the story, and the others would join in the chorus.
fick hon se ett gångande skepp så fullt med grevar var. Den lilla och den yngsta av alla grevarna
So, well, we are now going to tell another story. And this story is about a tree. Or rather, it's about a young lady who was transformed into a tree. And it also tells how she was saved from this tree form by another young lady and a bird, a falcon. So, the story starts a dark and windy night in late October. But not like late October here, but late October, Finland. So we're going to use versions of this ballad from Sweden and Finland and Norway this time. And there is this young girl you can see walking on a path through a forest. It's a little too late for such a young girl to be out and about all by herself, but she has been visiting her fiancé, and they just had so much to talk about that, well, by the time she realized it was time for her to go home, well, it had already gotten dark. So this girl was walking fast. She walked faster and faster and faster and faster, and suddenly she stopped because she thought she had heard somebody cry. But there was nobody else around. She had stopped right next to a tree, a linden tree. There was nobody behind the tree and nobody up in the tree. And that's when she realized the sound was coming from the tree itself. As the wind rustled its branches and few remaining leaves, she could hear it sigh and sob and talk and sing.
him a linden tree with golden leaves. Who in this world your painter is? I will take away your sorrow. There's none in this world who my pain can soothe. None but King Magnus kissing my roots. Barbary, take away my sorrow. So she sent a letter to King Magnus, and he thought, lady in distress, of course, I'm going to rescue her. So he rode all the way to that tree. And there he kissed her roots. King Magnus bowed down at the linden's foot, and there at once he kissed her roots. Soon it will be summer. He kissed her branches, he kissed her twigs. There now stood two maiden legs. Soon it will be summer. He kissed her leaves with love and care. There now stood a maiden fair. Soon it will be summer. Lifted the linden upon his knee. You will be queen before you were a tree. Soon it will be summer. Then he gave her a golden ring. You will be queen, said Magnus the king. Soon it will be summer. He lifted her up on his horse of gray. To his mother they rode away. Soon it will be summer. On her doorstep his mother dear. Who is this lady you brought here? Soon it will be summer. Why are her cheeks so pale and green? Quickly now, please bring her in. Soon it will be summer. It is no wonder she's pale as she. Yesterday was a linden tree. Soon it will be summer. It's no wonder she's pale and green. For many years a tree she has been. Soon it will be summer. It's no wonder she's pale and green. For many years a tree she has been. Soon it will be summer. It is no wonder she's pale and green. For many years a tree she has been. Soon it will be summer. So that was actually another medieval ballad with a happy ending, because the tree became, well, we actually, when I started working on this ballad,
realized most of the stories are just so grisly and horrible that you just can't perform them, because this was the entertainment at the time, and now we watch horror movies, thrillers, tragedies, all that. So most of them are pretty colorful. And
One we've only performed once at Halloween.
yeah, that's.
Can't even talk about it.
No, don't talk about it. Don't, please. So, well, and of course these ballads, they find them here in the U.S. too, and you have a lot of murder ballads that are popular. So they were the thrillers of their time. So, but what we also try, we adapt a little bit. Sometimes we stop the story before it gets too bad, and just do half the story.
You know, those happy Scandinavian tunes all about murder, drowning, mayhem.
Yes. But now we're going to talk about elves and fairies. So, which can be lovely and all that, but they can be a little dangerous too, depending on who you believe. And they say that if you see a low-lying mist in a meadow, you should not walk into that, because there might be elves dancing. And if you see them, you might dance with them. And if that happens, that's it. You can't stop, and they will dance away with you into their land, and you will never come back. But, oh well, we're going to do a song about a young man who fell asleep in the woods. And when he woke up, there was these two very pretty, strangely pretty ladies next to him. And this is again a Swedish ballad that I had translated. But this story you can find also in a lot of British Isles and French and all over the place, really, the young man who meets the fairy queen. Oh, one second.
You can just whisper among yourselves.
Sorry about that. So, and again, so the old-fashioned instruments, not very practical, but fun in their own way. This is a kravik lyra, kravik lyre, and that is a bow lyre. This is a regular lyre without a bow. And again, it's an instrument that was popular, then got less popular, but survived in some remote places. This model survived in Norway.
listen to this song of dreams and wonders. Sigh, do you want to Their song was so sweet, and the birds in the woods were quiet to listen and hear. The water in the stream stopped its course. Fish were crying deep. Oh, listen to the song of dreams and wonders. Sigh, do you want to follow? They sat down beside him on the green grass, whispered in his ear. Come with us, our lady to meet. She will hold your arms so dear. Oh, listen to this song of dreams and wonders. Sigh, do you want to So we are nearing the end of this evening, and so we're going to end with this is a Danish ballad, and it's from the same story. So this young man, he follows these two girls into the woods, quite far into the woods, and there suddenly he sees this very fancy pavilion, and he steps inside, and there he meets the most beautiful lady he ever seen in his life. And she is so nice. She said, come in, sit down, have something to eat, something to drink, let's talk. And that's the other thing. If you ever start dancing with elves and they invite you home, you'll be okay.
as long as you do not eat or drink anything while you're there. If you do, you'll forget who you are and you'll never come back, at least not for a very long time. Well, he ate and he drank with that lady, and they talked and they talked. There's just so much to talk about. And then at one point, the lady said, well, take this harp and play because I feel like dancing. So this is a little longer song, so if you fall asleep, that's okay. And also, it's a Danish medieval ballad, but when we were working on it, a long time ago, I went to India and learned dance. Strange things to do. But the melody, the scale, reminded me a lot of some songs I had learned while learning to dance there. So we have done a little bit of a medley with a couple of South Indian songs. And so he played. He often Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and sitting and listening to us.
Steve, for the sound. Thank you,
Yes,
Gil.
thank
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone, for staying and enjoying this evening with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Minnesota Humanities Council.
Thank you, too, for being with us. We really appreciate it, right? Absolutely. Okay, everybody, have a safe night as you head out, and we'll look forward to seeing you again. Remember, next week wait, I got it. There you go. That's the one. So look out. Come and have a good time. We'll be here, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.